It is 2 a.m. You are lying in the dark. Your body is tired. Your eyes are closed. And yet sleep will not come. You have tried everything. You counted. You turned over. You checked your phone, then hated yourself for it. And still nothing. You think this is a modern problem. Too much screen time. Too much stress. Too much coffee. But the real reason you cannot sleep goes back much further than your phone. It goes back to a time when sleeping was one of the most dangerous things a human could do. And what your ancient ancestors did about it will completely change how you see your own sleepless nights. Your ancestors did not sleep the way you do. This is not a metaphor. It is biology. Scientist Jerome Siegel spent years studying the sleep patterns of modern hunter-gatherer societies the Hadza of Tanzania, the San of Namibia, the Tsimane of Bolivia people living the closest lives to your ancient ancestors. What he found broke every assumption sleep science had made for decades. These groups do not sleep 8 hours. They average 6 to 7. They do not go to bed at sunset. They stay awake for hours after dark, sitting around fires, talking, making tools, telling stories. And they do not wake up at sunrise feeling guilty about it. They wake up when their bodies are ready. But here is the part that changes everything. They almost never all sleep at the same time. In a group of 30 people, at any given moment during the night, at least 1 or 2 individuals are awake, watchful, listening. This is not accidental. Siegel's research suggests this is a feature of human sleep that evolved specifically to protect the group. Your ancient ancestors solved the problem of nighttime predation not by sleeping lightly but by never having everyone unconscious at once. Your restless nights may not be insomnia. They may be your turn on watch. But there is more. Ancient humans did not just sleep differently in terms of timing. They slept differently in terms of structure. Sleep historian Roger Kirch spent decades researching pre-industrial human sleep and uncovered something that had been hiding in centuries of literature, medical records, and court documents. Before artificial light became widespread, humans across the world naturally slept in 2 separate blocks. They called it first sleep and second sleep. You would fall asleep shortly after dark. Sleep deeply for 3 to 4 hours. Then wake up, not in a panic, not reaching for a phone. You would simply be awake, calm, quiet, alert, for an hour or 2 in the middle of the night. People used this time. They prayed. They talked to their partners. They processed their dreams. Some got up, walked around, visited neighbors. Then they went back to sleep for a second block until morning. This was the natural human sleep pattern for most of recorded history. The idea that you should fall asleep once and stay unconscious for 8 unbroken hours is not ancient wisdom. It is an industrial invention, a schedule designed around factory shifts and electric light bulbs, not around a human body. When you wake up at 3 a.m. and lie there unable to fall back asleep, you are not broken. You may simply be experiencing the gap between first sleep and second sleep that your body still remembers. Now think about what ancient humans actually did in those waking hours. They sat with fire. Fire was not just heat and light for your ancestors. Neuroscientist Christopher Dana Lynn studied the effects of firelight on the human brain and found something remarkable. Staring at a flickering flame reliably lowers cortisol, slows the heart rate, and shifts the brain into a calm, meditative state. Sitting by fire is neurologically sedating. Your ancestors did not have sleep podcasts or white noise machines. They had fire, and fire worked. They also used plants. Archaeological evidence from sites across Africa, the Middle East, and Europe shows that ancient humans had a sophisticated working knowledge of sedative plants long before written language. Valerian root, used in ancient Greece and Rome to treat sleeplessness, grows wild across Eurasia and has been found in archaeological contexts dating back thousands of years. Ancient Egyptians documented opium-based remedies for sleeplessness on papyrus scrolls. Your ancestors were not helpless against a sleepless night. They had a pharmacopeia drawn from the world around them, built over generations of careful observation. And when none of that worked, they did something you probably do not expect. They accepted it. Psychologist Allison Harvey at the University of California, Berkeley has spent years studying the relationship between insomnia and anxiety, and her central finding is this. The distress caused by not sleeping is often more damaging than the sleeplessness itself. The moment you decide that waking in the night is a catastrophe, that you are broken, that tomorrow will be ruined, that something is wrong with you, your cortisol spikes, your body enters a mild stress response, and sleep becomes genuinely impossible. Your ancient ancestors had no concept of insomnia as a disorder. Waking in the night was simply waking in the night. They did not catastrophize it. They sat up. They tended the fire. They waited. And sleep came back because it always does when you stop fighting it. So here's what you actually are at 2 a.m. You are a member of a species that spent millions of years sleeping in shifts, waking in the dark to watch for danger, splitting the night into two halves, and sitting by fire until the body was ready to rest again. You're not an insomniac. You are a night watcher running ancient software in a world that forgot it needed one. The dark is not the problem. The silence is not the problem. The waking is not the problem. The only thing that changed is that now, when you open your eyes at 2 a.m., there is no fire to sit beside. But your body is still looking for one.